Happy Wednesday, crafting friends. We've got a fun fold, a Christmas fun fold for you today using our More Wishes stamp set and some fun Christmas paper and some dies. So before we get started, as always, I send out a weekly free tutorial with all the measurements and how to step-by-step instructions. So just go ahead and if you haven't already, you can subscribe if you want that for free to my weekly Buzz Bulletin email. And you can find that on stampinqueenbee.com or down below in the description. Okay, so let's get started. So this More Wishes stamp set, it's all sentiments in all these fun fonts. I love, love, love this fun font. One of my favorite stamp sets. So we're going to use this today. And we're going to be using some fun Christmas paper from the Merry, Bold, and Bright collection. So it's all these fun Christmas papers in these bright, fun, happy colors. You can even use them for birthdays. I think they're just such fun papers. So we're going to use one of those today. We're going to use this fun light paper. And let me pull in my paper trimmer here. And our lights, I love these Christmas lights. And so the fun fold that we're going to make today is using this designer series paper. So my first tip for you on today's video is to pick a designer series paper where the front and the back sides both complement each other, because we're going to be using, you're going to be seeing both sides. So we want them to complement each other and be in the same kind of color family. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our designer series paper. This is 12 by 12. And we're just going to go ahead and cut our piece that we need. And we're going to flip it and we're going to score it in 3 places. So we're going to do a little score. Let me pull this up. Don't want to cut it, right? So we're going to do a little score here. And we're going to move it a bit and score it again. And all these measurements will be written out for you in our weekly Buzz Bulletin. And we're going to score it one more time. And so what we're going to create here is kind of a fun gatefold. And I really love this because that's how simple it was. So not a complicated scoring, right? Then we're just going to take our bone folder here and we're just going to score on the first 2 lines, and then this smaller one we're just going to fold it back and burnish that. So we've got this cute fold, right? Then we're going to bring in our liquid glue here. And this little flap, we're going to actually just go ahead and adhere this down. This right to our piece. So that's why you want them to complement each other, because you're going to see them both from the front and also from the inside. So we'll let that dry for a second. And we're going to bring in a piece of complementary cardstock to go on the back. We're just going to go ahead and adhere this whole thing to our back piece. We'll just center that down. And there's kind of the bones of our card. So we're going to go ahead and set this aside and we're going to do some stamping. So bring in our foam sheet here, our foam pad. Because our stamps that we're going to be using are the clear photopolymer, we want to make sure we have the foam pad underneath so we get a clear, crisp stamp. So the first thing we're going to do, I already have pre-cut this. This will be our inside piece. And we're going to take our Melon Mambo and we're going to use this love. So this will be our inside sentiment. So we'll just ink that up and we're just going to stamp this easy right on our inside piece there. So that part is done. And then we're gonna bring in, I've already pre-cut this for our sentiment from our Nested Essentials dies. And this is our banner piece that you would typically see this way, but on this card, we're gonna flip it sideways. So the first thing we're gonna do is move our Melon Mambo to the side, and we're gonna use our Granny Apple Green here. And we're gonna ink up our wishes. So we're gonna do Christmas wishes. So we're gonna use the scripted Christmas with the block wishes. And so whenever I use a script in a block, I like to use the block one first so that I can get that down, and then I put the scripted one over it. So we're just ink up our wishes here in our Granny Apple Green. Make sure we've got our inked up good. And we're just gonna go ahead and stamp this down right in the middle here. There we go. And we'll close up our Granny Apple Green so we don't put our finger in it, right? And then we've got our Christmas. So we're gonna ink this one up in our Melon Mambo here. Make sure we're good and covered on our ink. And this fits just so. So we're going to put this a bit over our wishes so they're connected, and line it right up. It goes right from end to end, almost exact on there. So we have Christmas wishes. We'll close up our ink pad and we'll finish off our card here. So we're going to take our inside piece and put some liquid glue on the inside here. Close that up, and we're just going to center this on the inside of our base here. And we can write our message, and we can sign our name right below our cute little love. Okay, and then our Christmas wishes banner here, we're going to take this and we're going to put it on here in the center, and we're going to adhere this with dimensionals. So my little trick for this is to kind of line it up. I know that's the center, and so, or that's where I want to put it, right? So it'll be kind of where that T is, and we're only going to put dimensionals here on the left. So what I do is I line it up, and then I just kind of flip it down. So I know that this line here is where I'm going to put, well, where I'm going to put my dimensionals. So we'll go ahead and put those on. And I like to use a good amount of dimensionals so that it doesn't sag. So we've got that right there. We'll peel off the backings here. And we're just gonna go ahead and put, you can always feel it too, but I know it was right kind of where that T was. So we will line that up. And then we have that popped up on our dimensionals. And for our bling, you know, every card needs some bling. I really am liking these sparkle gems. So these sparkle gems are so fun. So we're gonna use the silver ones. And so we're gonna take the smallest one here and we'll dot it with the eye. And then we'll take a medium one down here, one more smaller one right next to it. And there we have our Christmas wishes fun fold, easy fun fold, right? Using up our designer series paper. I love this extra fold where it kind of complements it. So thanks so much for watching our Christmas wishes, our More Wishes we'll call it. That's the name of the set. Our More Wishes fun fold. I'll be back next week with some more.